Paris Gentlemates defeat Optic Gaming not once, but twice to take the Kaysan Showdown Invitational. Optic defeat and knock out LAT. LAT defeat and knock out Atlanta FaZe. This is our final look going into the start of the CDL season. What is this telling us about the supposed top 4 teams and where potentially they stack up against each other and where the meta is going to go? I'm Coach D-Real, and in this video we're breaking down the $50,000 Kaysan Showdown Invitational between LA Thieves, Paris Gentlemates, Optic Texas and Atlanta FaZe. We're going to be talking about the biggest upsets, the match of the tournaments, 3 moments that defined this event, and whose stock is up or down before the first weekend of the CDL. Let's start with the weekend in 60 seconds so you guys know exactly what happened before we zoom in. First game of the day is Paris Gentlemates versus LAT. They ended up defeating them 3-1 again. Optic Gaming swiftly dispatch Vegas FaZe, and that included a 5-3 comeback on the second Search and Destroy. Paris Gentlemates take down Optic in the winners finals. Optic end up taking down LAT in the losers finals, and in the rematch it goes to the way of Paris Gentlemates again. So huge congratulations for them, looking good, taking the invitational. Now that's surface level. Let's talk about how the Optic and Paris Gentlemates in the grand finals actually played out and why I think this is the match of the tournament. Optic Gaming did lose to Paris Gentlemates 3-2 the first time round. They ended up defeating LAT to then set up the rematch in the grand finals. One of the plays of the tournament began with this map 1, this hard point. Look at the score. So I know the titles are a bit wrong, but this Paris Gentlemates team are 10 points from winning. Optic are down 70 points. They end up bringing this back. Let's see how they actually did it and how they brought the game back. Okay, final 25 seconds left for this hill. Just for reference, Optic are in the grey. Gentlemates are in the green. And this is the trend that I've noticed, especially on this map, is for these hills, they all play, I feel like from a flow perspective, the exact same way. So what you'll do is you'll essentially stack towards time for a wave. Once you get that wave, you bump out middle, force them to spawn on that side of the map, keep the game in front of you. Why? Because if you keep the game in front of you, for the people who are coming off spawn every time they die, they all just have to watch one way. You limit the amount of routes that they take, and you already have somebody out mid. And this is what we call flow, right? So the first guy in the flow is going to be bumping out to get space. He's going to be, instead of bumping out front, he's going to be bumping out middle. Get them spawning towards here, because then Paris only have maybe 1 or 2 options to get towards the time. But more so, it gives Optic the ability to team shoot and have better chances to trade. Because look at it from Paris's perspective. They have to funnel through. They have to funnel through one way. Even if you fly high, fly low. Like, look at the amount of power positions that Optic will have access to in order to take high percentage gunfights and then have the ability to trade. So by forcing them to spawn one way, because you're bumping, think of the way the spawn system works, because you're bumping out middle, it makes it easier to funnel. So this is how they end up then securing the last 20 seconds. Do you see that here? First guy bumps out. So the way Optic are playing it is first guy bumps out, everybody else can play towards time. One guy bumps out, he gets specific information early, he has a free life, he's just going to spawn close anyway, and you do it again, you refill through time. Bump, refill, block. That's what we call it. So right here, Puke is in P1. They flipped him out. They get this final 14 seconds. Number 3 shifts back, kills Ghosty. They need this time. They need to make sure that Paris don't get this time. Now we're going back into a P1. This doesn't look like a good situation for Optic. They went from having everything to now nothing. They get no map progression because they're coming back, tweaking about the fact that Paris can take the scrap time and Paris can win. So right here, they need to break. So what I expect them to do is start taking routes in order to open up timings for the rest of the teammates. So maybe I'll see 2 here take a route, maybe 1 will play here, maybe someone who spawns up will take another route, and then they'll collapse towards P1. But right here, Paris Gentlemates are in a fantastic position to close the game out.
Nothing but success on this point.
Now we're on Dashi. Dashi, he gets Envoy weak. He knows, okay, I've got Dylan Envoy weak. Either he's going to slide cancel Chal once he regens, or he's going to run away. Now Dashi's in a position where he can open up the map for 4 and 3. Let's see what he does here. That is a big kill. Guys, this kill right here basically prevented Paris from winning the game. Because look at the situation. Ghosty gets 1. They're 1 and 0, right? Dashi returns the favor. 1 and 1. If Dashi ended up dying here, they had info on this guy. They know, okay, we're only looking for 2 people. They would have just traded out, killed. It would have been very difficult for Mercules and Hugh to do anything, and they would have secured the final 6 seconds. So this kill from Dashi is huge. Now, because Dashi has got that first kill for Optic, these guys are less likely to do something to challenge him, and now it opens up a timing, or it opens up the ability for Mercules to push up and assist Dashi. Had Dashi died, then Paris would have been easier for them to look one way and then play the fights off that.
Dashi on the attack in.
Now you see what I'm saying? Now, even though Dashi dies, even though Dashi has died, it opened up the timing for Mercules to get on the point to do something, because they had to hesitate and play for Dashi. Now Dashi has died, he's still in a good position to get map control and spawn him slightly deeper. He's going to refill and trade time, and he's going to refill and trade time. Little plays like that and little gunfights like that can then snowball the situation and snowball the play. So now they need to play the wave here. So him pushing past the hard point, guys, is going to spawn him as deep as possible. And now, because they have control of P1, they can refill where necessary and let the game come to them. But they have the best positions. They can iron because they have to funnel through positions like this. And they can play the trade and start to then soak the time. Now it's going to be an absolute trade fest.
Mercules on the prowl, trying to hunt him down.
They get that kill. Now they have site control. Number 3, pre-aiming here. Number 1, pre-aiming here. Because they have the power positions, it's impossible for LAG to just bang through time, because they're just going to get ironed, right? So now look at them taking routes, and look at number 2 refilling to take that route, because now they understand 43 seconds left. You know they're going to hit it, but I have the doorways. I know you guys are going to be forced to take a route because I have that information, and you're trying to break the time.
It's there. Okay.
Beautiful stuff. Now, this is absolutely beautiful from Optic. He's the first guy in the flow. He's the first guy in this conveyor belt. So his opportunity to bump, he has the best timing to do so. So what you'll see him do is he has a free life. He's going to play aggressive, potentially refill if he's fast enough to shoot people in the back. If he dies, he'll spawn up close anyway. He is then using his free life to get specific information in order for 3 and number 1 to do something from that. You then have 2 watching, looking at his minimap, communicating with his teammate, picking up whatever is open. So Optic have every single lane covered, and they are in positions where they can shift and help each other wherever they get that information fast. Look at Mercules now, playing to flip him, using that free life. He's going to be looking for kills here. This was fantastically done from Optic here. Now they're going to do the same thing. Now, essentially, you've gone from we flip them, and now the situations have reversed. Now, Dashi is the first guy in the flow, and he can use his free life if necessary. He's just got 1 kill. He's probably weak, so he's backing off, buying time, letting the game come to him. Now, same again. Pattern recognition, guys. The exact same way they played it when when Paris was spawning on this side, they will do so with Paris spawning on the other side.
It's still good. It's still good.
And so look at where they're filling. Look at what positions they're in. Shotzi is in a hybrid position. He's in a hybrid position. He's going to refill where necessary. He's going to iron. So they're always in positions where they can trade efficiently. Call of Duty becomes a numbers game, guys. Trading is very important because it allows you to keep map control, it allows you to keep map pressure, and it prevents the enemies from getting to the objective if you trade correctly. So look at it here. Shotty's getting one. Fantastic work. Shotty gets one. He probably gets a second here. And guys, this is the power of playing power positions. Pro Call of Duty, once you get a wave, is all about how do we get into a power position faster than the enemy team. When you are in a power position with the weapon that you have, you can dictate the fight that you want. Based on the weapon that you have, you can play certain positions that give you the highest percentage chance of winning the next kill. In this case, he's won the next 2 kills. He can use it to snake. Look how he takes the fights. He gets one, does a 1-pump snake, challenges the other.
And that is a good
Probably see it here.
for Optic Gaming.
It's still good. It's still good.
Now he's going to pick up 8, right? So he kills one. He catches him sprinting, gets him, probably throws a snake, does a 1-pump, and then tries to then recharge 6 off that.
At least halfway.
Not even weak. And you see, that's the importance of hybrid positions. Now, they're letting the game come to them. They'll soak this last 18. They're doing a very good job of keeping the game controlled. Guys, even though Blackheart is a very small map, I need you to keep the game controlled. Keep the game in front of you. When you keep the game in front of you, you know the timings, you know the routes they could take. You can help each other and react really fast off the situation. So right here, they do the same thing. Shotty plays a fantastic ready position, by the way. This is a fantastic position that he is playing. He is just trying to play a guarantee for the next wave. He's trying to play that 1 kill by playing a creddy because he realizes, okay, I'm in a position where this might be hard to check because he was just seen spotted here. So naturally, Paris are going to be tweaking about the window here. He plays the creddy spot, plays one. They don't see him, gets one, plays the second, gets the second. They win that wave. Now, guys, now we're on the rotation wave. Optic are not in the clear yet. Paris are still in the driving seat because Paris only needs 4 seconds. So this right here is they need to get this final time. They need to look at their minimap, see the progression that the teammates have, play a high line because you can trade. Once kills have made and then the hill pops, then you can back off. So right here, they keep a high line and they continue to play this. He's going to pick up where necessary. Now, once the hill pops, you've made kills. Now you can go back. And look how they play this wave from here. Same again, guys. Understand, look at your minimap. Who needs to pick up what? We communicate. Yo, I have this. I have this. Make sure we all have a lane. We call it angle responsibility. Shout out to Parasite on that. And then once you play that wave, what is your flow? What are you going to do after? So right here, understand the space that Paris have, understand the positions you are in, predict where they're going to be coming from, and then use that to play trades towards the time. So right here, keep it ironed. They're going to play to trade. They get one. This is a big kill. This was a huge kill by Dashi again, because now it's a 4 versus 3. So all they need to do is go 1 for 1. So theoretically, they just got to take fights together. If they fight, communicate, you hear one shot, they just got to go. So as long as they play with confidence, they can win this wave. And right here, he's weak. So he's weak, meaning he's at a disadvantage, meaning he's less likely to run out and take a fight. Or if he does take a fight, he's less likely going to win that. And then you see him turning around to potentially take a fight on Mercules when one shot. 3 comes up to clean. And then now you're in a 4 versus 2 and you just take the same fights. That's how you control the wave. And that's how you then trade to get map control. Right here. 3 down. They're in a 4 versus 1. Now they can bump out mid again, force them here, and funnel them. Then this is now how you play part of your system and your flow. There we go, 4 down. Let's see how they play this situation here. 40 seconds left. Is he going to bump out mid? Okay, he's bumped out front instead. Funnel him through mid. He gets the first kill of the next wave, guys. This is what I'm saying about ProCOD. Is look at Mercules bumping out to a good position. Understand, guys, when you are playing, what are the power positions of a hill? What are the hybrid positions of a hill? After you get a wave, what do you want to do next? What is step 2? Look at Mercules as step 2. He could have done either of repinch mid or bumped out front. Either works. Just get to a good position, because once you get the first kill of the next wave, you know, you can treat it like S&D. Well, now you're in a 4 versus 3. You have info, and your teammates can do something from that. Think of Call of Duty with numbers, guys. And so right here, 1 is going to shift across to help the information that 4 is getting. 2 is in a position where he can also trade. And 3, look at 3, guys, shifting back once they read the pressure. This is also what we call reading the pressure here. Reading the pressure meaning where is the bulk of the enemy's push is going to be from. What I don't see and what I do see is going to create that picture of where the pressure is coming from. When you know where the pressure is coming from, you and your teammates can shift across to help each other to try and take the same fights.
It's not over yet.
Right here, they end up winning this wave, and this is how they engineer the comeback from 80 points down with Dashi screaming, stood up, shouting. Incredible stuff from Optic here. And it starts from keeping the game controlled, keep the game in front of you, play your numbers, play your hybrid positions, use that to rotate, and just keep playing a wave at a time. Wave by wave, wave by wave, wave by wave. As long as you don't scam and you play your life, things like this can happen, guys. So, guys, another key moment from the finals between Optic and Paris Gentlemates was this map 3 overload. It is currently 3-3 overtime. Overtime meaning you get 1 life. If you die, you can't respawn, which I don't agree with, okay? So right here, Optic have the device. 4v4. They know where 1 player is going to be because he has the device. So look what happens here, guys. It's played like S&D. Neptune opens up the first kill. It's now a 4 versus 3. Now, LAG, it's a 4 versus 2, but Mercules ends up getting 1 kill. Hugh might trade Neptune. We're now in a 2v2. He's going to get instantly traded by Ghosty here. Now we're in a 2 versus 1, guys. Now look at this. Look at what happens here. Keep an eye on these 2 and keep an eye on him. Just watch the minimap, guys. Don't watch the screen, watch the minimap. He throws a knife here, okay?
He's going for the goal. He's going. Mercules. He's going all the way. Mercules.
Look how close that was. He was a millimeter away from securing the map and being 2-1 up. Fantastic job from Paris, shutting that down and playing together. Here are 3 moments that define the weekend. Moment number 1 was Optic versus FaZe, winners round 1, during the S&D. Now, Optic were 5-2 down on this S&D, and it looked like FaZe were going to tie this up 1-1, take it to at least map number 4. They ended up losing that in the round 11. And what this shows me is Optic's championship winning resilience. It showed the fact that the experience and the winning ability that Optic have displayed in order to bring that back, and the ice that they have. But most concerningly to me is the fact that Vegas FaZe, from multiple winning positions during that S&D and multiple numbers advantages, ended up still losing that. For me, that is a question about their championship ice ability and their ability to work under pressure, especially when you have the Vancouver duo from last year getting second place multiple times. It'd be interesting to see how they deal with that moving forward. Another moment that defined the weekend was LAT versus Paris Gentlemates. It was map 3 going potentially into overtime, where Hydra and Scrap had a free run on exposure to cap a point. They ended up dying, or Hydra ended up dying, jumping across towards the portal. And what happens, guys, and I did not know this, was when you die mid-air, the ball, instead of landing where your body is, it lands where you first jump off the wall. And so Scrap thought exactly the same thing that I did, that the ball would land where the body was and not behind him. So he continued to move and slide into the point without the EMP device. I never knew that was a thing. I thought it was to the body, but that was good to know. So what does this weekend actually mean beyond the macro and the micro? Well, top 2, I think, are solidified right now, going into the CDL next week. I think Optic and Paris Gentlemates are the 2 best teams in the game. I think LAT have showed potential, but there are question marks with that team right now early on. I think as the year goes by, they will be the best team in the game, to be honest with you. And then also question marks on FaZe. I think the way I look at FaZe as the gatekeepers. They are going to beat everyone you expect them to beat, but I think they're going to struggle to take wins against the tier 1 teams. So let's say if you are a Koi or, a team like that, if you beat FaZe, it's like, welcome to the club, right? It's like the bouncer in the front of the door. You beat him, welcome to the club. but I don't know if they're going to be good enough to actually be in the club right now. Sim MVP. Sim showed a lot of potential this week. I'm not going to obviously count them out whatsoever. Insane. But that would still be my concern, especially after the map 2 against Optic. Who am I bullish on? Whose stock is up? I think it's obvious. Paris Gentlemates. You know, winning the event, taking down an Optic team who looked incredible so far. I'm going to give Paris Gentlemates a lot of credit, especially for the 4 players. You know, some of these guys are some of my closest friends, closest brothers in the scene, and seeing them succeed, it's good to see. So I have Paris Gentlemates bullish, stock up. Neutral, I've got Optic Gaming and LAT. Optic at Optic, you know, they're still the best team in, you know, up there as the best team in the game for me. So that's why I'm keeping them as neutral. This tournament doesn't really take away anything from that, in my opinion. And I've put LAT as neutral here. They beat Vegas FaZe pretty comfortably, I want to say, but they're still quite away from being the best team in the game. When I compare LAT and the expectations I have personally of LAT, it's first or nothing. With the players that they have the best players in the game up there. So for me, it's first or nothing, so I'm keeping them as neutral. And who am I bearish on? Whose stock is slightly going down for me? It has to be Vegas FaZe, you know. Not necessarily for the players on that team. They, you know, I still regard them really highly, but the thing that really disappointed me about Vegas FaZe, which is going to be a question mark throughout the end of the season, was the 5-2. You're up 5-2 on S&D and against Optic, and it felt like every S&D round was easy for them. It felt easy, and that's going to be a concern for me. And I really, really like this Vegas team. I really do. I think they'll take time, and I think definitely they will improve. But right now, I'm bearish on Vegas FaZe. So drop a comment down below. Who are you guys bullish on? Who you guys are bearish on? Give me your top 3 predictions for the entire year. And you know what, guys? Give me a hot prediction. Who's going to win champs? And who's going to win EWC? And who's going to make the first roster change? I'm Coach Derio. Appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. Like the video. I'll give you more content like this coming out throughout the entire year. Join the academy if you want to go pro. See you guys there.